My bad.
You ready?
Oh, my bad. Yo, this is 2RealSports, where we keep it way too real.
Unapologetic, uncensored, and unscripted all the way up in here.
And oh man, the end of the NBA season ended so caliente. Right into the playoffs.
Yeah, word.
Damn, there's just so much going on. We got like D Wade last game, and then Magic going crazy in the middle of that. People having 50 points.
Dirk last game.
Oh man,
That last All-Star game, 2002's over. The era's over. No, it's the last players.
That was a crazy.
From that picture
night.
and that, it's over now. But before we get into episode 34, yeah, it's crazy. Episode 34. Like I can't only think of one number 34, and that's Charles Oakley. I don't care anybody. I don't care what number 34 is in sports. I'm the episode Charles Oakley.
You know Barkley.
Oakley, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oak, man. Charles Barkley ain't won no parts of Oak, man.
Oak. Also, him and Michael Jordan, the Goon Squad, man. That's probably the most gooniest duo ever.
Word.
They had to separate them. It was crazy. But yeah, we go with Oak, man. You know, Oak, the people's champ.
Yeah. Before we get into episode 34, I just want to say one time, R.I.P. to King Nip.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yesterday was the funeral at Staples Center.
Definitely.
The impact on the culture and the man he was, the type of MC he was, the stand-up man he was, man. He's not replaceable.
Yeah.
Rap ain't gonna be the same without him, and I can't put into words, man, how much Nip is gonna be missed. But R.I.P. to King Nip, truly one of a kind, definitely gonna be missed, man, for real.
Definitely. Just to piggyback, the one thing that I've definitely learned from Nip, and I hope that the rest of the world all taking plenty of things, but the one thing personally is independence and confidence with independence. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely what we try to do here at 2RealSports. Have independence, and the big deal with that is have confidence in your independence, have confidence in what you want to do. And so definitely, like you said, man.
Right. His confidence was there from the beginning because I'm not sure if anybody knew, Rick Ross wanted to sign to MMG. He would have been right on that. And he was on the come up. As far as anybody coming from where we come from, Nip come from, being from the bottom, has the opportunity to sign with the label Rick Ross and MMG at that time, and to politely turn it down and say, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing and have my own peoples and have my own label and be my own independent self and take it to where he took it, man. You said it, yo. Confidence.
Yeah, so that's
confidence.
We got the blueprint now, man.
For
so
real.
the marathon continues, like we will say, from now until forever. We got the blueprint.
Yes, sir.
And, crazy, man. Crazy. So yeah, let's get right into it, man. Let's start out with some awards, right? Let's start out with Rookie of the Year.
See, we used to, we text each other about the topics and everything. So I've been thinking about it hard, man. But I was going back and forth. But it was a tie to me, because Luka's first half, Trey's second half, and you combine the two, it's like a tie all the way. It's a cold Rookie of the Year, you would think. But as right before I gave people my ID to come upstairs, man, I was like, man, Luka's impact and how he did it, it's like. It was like, Trey Young had a terrific year. He well deserving of the award, but the way the impact, the way Luka did it, the buzzer beaters and the step backs and nah, man, I didn't expect this from Luka. I didn't expect this from a foreign-born player that's the age of 19 playing the wing position. Usually dudes that come from overseas, they usually run Manu's height, a little taller, 6'7". You got your Dirks, 7 foot, Hakeem, 7 foot. But Luka's a 6'4", unathletic point guard. He's a white boy from Europe, and you were not expected to come in the league and have the impact and the way he played. Nah, I give it to Luka, man. Luka hands down, and I just want to give you your props because you called it. You were from the jump before the season, before the highlights, but you was on it.
Yeah, I like to be right.
You was on it, man.
Yeah.
But shout out to Trey Young, and his second half was fantastic. Even the Hawks even started winning basketball games, towards the end because of his play. But I'm gonna have to go with Luka, man.
All right. Before I get to my answer, you said something that was funny that made me think. White people get to claim Luka? They get to claim Luka?
Europe gets to claim Uber.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if we can say Luka because I don't know if white people claim Dirk. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if we ever looked at Dirk like that white boy be like Larry Bird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you're right because I looked at Kevin Love that way and Gordon Hayward. I was kind of, but nah, I don't think I look at Dirk that way. So nah, man.
I mean, shit, I'm claiming Luka. Shit, you're a minority. I'm claiming Luka.
You got right. You was on it though, so man.
But nah, that was just a little. So all right, let's get back to the court. Okay. All right. So when we talk about. Put some stats into it, right? All right, pre-All-Star stats, right? Luka was 20.7 points a game, 43% field goal, for 5.6 assists, 7.2 rebounds. Trey before All-Star was 16.9 points. Now, this was surprising to me because we made a big deal about how he was struggling, and he actually shot 41%. I mean, not great, but to Luka's 43. 7.6 assists and 3.3 rebounds. Now we talk about after All-Star game. Luka, 22 points, 41%, 6 assists, and 9 rebounds. Trae Young, 25 points, 45%, 8.8 assists, and 4.6. What I will say is Trae Young has definitely surpassed what I thought he was. I didn't really love him coming out of college. He's definitely going to be a star in this league.
He's definitely here to stay. Yep.
The kid has something special. It's funny. It's like every time I watch him play, he's one of those players that embarrasses people so much they want to fight. Like every game I watch him play, a guard wants to fight Trae Young. But I'm giving it to Luka Blaka. That's my guy. Just like what you said, man. He just brought it out the gate. All year, pretty consistent. Tailed a little bit towards the end. 82-game season. That's a lot for a rookie. But I give it to Luka. They both are special. Mm-hmm. They're both special. I can't wait to see what Luka and the six guard do together next year. But when I just talk about the rookie of the year, just because he did it all year, I got to go with Luka. And like you said, he had just some real special moments. The step back, hitting buzzer beaters, half-court shots, all kind of stuff. So he was real, real special all year with consistency. So I'm going to give that to Luka.
MVP. Like, I don't know, like, I guess I'm the minority in this because, like, I mean, I'll scale back. And within the last couple of weeks, you got to you get caught up in the moment, defending your opinion, defending your stance. But I was saying it hands down, but nah, it's not hands down. But I guess there's an argument there. But I'm going with James Harden. Mm-hmm. Like I understand the year Giannis had, averaging 27 and a half, 12 and a half rebounds, and 5.9 assists, dozen both intervals. Arguably, he's going to be an all-defensive NBA team. Probably going to be on number one, the first team. Arguably, defensive player of the year, possibly, but that's probably going to go to Gobert. It should be, but he did in the East. Number one team in the NBA, got best record. But what James Harden did, like the Houston Rockets, they was injured in the beginning of the year. The first two players, the second and third best player in the Rockets was injured. Clint Capella, CP3 was injured, and during that streak in the Wild Wild West, James Harden went on a hysterical tear down in the NBA.
Well, not to cut you off, the crazy part, remember, they was healthy and they was losing.
Yeah, they started off rough,
and then they got hurt, and then that's when he started going crazy. And
but I think they started off rough like that because I don't know if anybody knows, it's a brand new team. It's not the same exact team as it was before. So it's the NBA. You got to get your chemistry going on, and I think that's all that was. But during that streak when Capella and CP3 was out, he went cold. Yo, man, come on. We ain't see scoring like this. Like we ain't see it done like this. I understand it's a different era with no defense and whatever, but we ain't see scoring like this since Jordan, since Michael Jordan was sitting here doing it, and he kept them afloat. Kept them afloat until Capella and CP3 got back in the West, and now what are they? Third?
Yeah.
Third seed in the West. What I think?
No.
Second.
No, excuse me. They're fourth. Fourth, yeah. Portland's third.
All right, that's cool, but that's without the second and third best player for a good portion of the year, and he kept them afloat. And I don't see anybody doing that in the entire NBA. Like, I'm not saying it's not capable, but I can't see it done. Look at what happened with Golden State, but Curry got hurt. They was losing. Look what happened when LeBron got back, but Zoe and Bi and Kuz is out losing. Everybody was losing. James Harden kept the Houston Rockets afloat in the whole entire West at a historical rate. Scored 30+ on every single team in the NBA this year. he was going crazy, and it's James Harden.
30s.
Man.
He's handing them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got James Harden. Well, first I must say I'm still sticking by my guns with Russell Westbrook. I'm still sticking by. If you average a triple-double, you the MVP. It just can't lose that much value to me in 2 years that I give it to you, 2-3 years ago, and then now you do it two times over.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but I'm on the same exact page with you. But I don't want to beat the dead horse and say we all know it's not going to go to Russ. But so you know what I mean.
No, I agree. So that's my honor and shucks. I mean, I have the overall stats, but you gave me the stats for the last 3 years. Do you remember when he gets the triple double?
It was 75%. And he had a triple double the other night.
75%, right? So to me, that is very valuable. That means, when he gets a triple-double, 75% of the time they win. So that is very valuable. So to me, you're the most valuable player, especially when you average a triple-double. But take that aside. I know that's not going to happen. I'm going to go James Harden over Giannis. Now, Giannis...
My bad, 75 and 24.
Thank you. 75 and 24 the last 3 years when he get a triple-double. That's most valuable. When I just hear the word most valuable player, to me, that is you. But okay, I'm gonna play y'all rules, and I'm gonna go James Harden. Giannis, what he has that makes me pause for a second and give him a little attention with it is, I don't think anyone expected the Bucks to be in first place.
Yeah, for me neither.
So to have the season that he's having, and for the Bucks to be in first place, and I'm not one of those people who thinks that because you're in first place, you're supposed to, or your team is in, you're the best player on the best team, you should get the MVP. I actually think that he's the opposite of the MVP. But when you have a team that we didn't expect to be in first place, that is a very big deal. But I got to give it to James Harden because when you make history.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got, 32 straight games with 30 and things like that. And just to compare this season to Kobe's 06 season, right, when Kobe was going crazy, Kobe averaged 35.4 points, 4.5 assists, 5.3 rebounds, 1.8 steals. James Harden averaged 36.2 points, 7.6 assists, and I think just Harden's actually points went up. 7.6 assists, 6.5 rebounds, and 2 steals a game.
That's second in the league too.
So,
That's second in steals. He's the second.
I didn't
in
even know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, this is when you making this type of history, and I can't. I've been critical on saying it's very bad basketball to watch. It's just one person. But like you said, when you win, what can I argue? You won. You took your team from 10th place to 4th place. So you're winning that way. So why stop it? So yeah, I gotta go James Harden, man. He history.
And then the Rockets did hit their stride in the second half when they got all healthy together and they started getting their chemistry going up. So it's gonna be a nice little. I didn't mean to jump the gun, but it's gonna be a nice little second round. It's gonna be a nice little second round between them and the Warriors.
Jazz could be a tough team.
Jazz ain't beating the Rockets, man.
Jazz could be a tough team. Just because the Rock, it's all about the 3-ball with the Rockets, right? It's all about the 3-ball with. Let's go right into the playoffs. It's all about the 3-ball with the Rockets. Jazz got Goldberg, like you said, probably Defensive Player of the Year. So they better hit that 3. They better hit that 3. You don't want one of those games like last year where you go, which they missed 27 straight.
Oh my God! Gosh.
So if that 3-ball is not going down for a game or two, the Jazz play defense. Tough place to play at home. So if the Jazz can steal one in Houston, I mean, I got the Rockets winning with all that being said, but I'm just saying it could be tough, man. It could be tough. What just some other things when we go into the playoff picture now. I really wanted the Nets to somehow be in 8th place. I wanted them to play the Bucks, but they got the 76ers, man. You got any love for the Nets? Any hope?
I think it's gonna be tougher than what everybody's what people think. I think I see a 6-game series because Nets is a nice little scrappy team.
I see 6 games.
They a scrappy team, and then Philly. You don't know what Philly gonna get, man. You don't know what Philly's gonna show.
Sometimes they sleep.
Yeah, so And then who knows if Ben Simmons and Embiid done figured it out, their chemistry being on the court. Embiid is hurt now. I'm not sure if he's going to miss any time or any games in the playoffs, but if he does miss any games, it might go quicker because we all know 76ers look better when it's just Embiid, when it's just Ben Simmons out there and he's running the show. And he looks like a top 10 player when he's doing it. But for some reason, him and Embiid still hasn't figured it out. They're still early in their careers. I think they still can, but with the scrappiness of the Nets and then them being the underrated team, I see a 6-game series, but I don't see them. I don't see them winning.
You know what I figured out about Embiid? Embiid is too nice for his own good. It's kind of like Kyrie in a sort of way too. I think the same thing. Embiid, instead of doing the simple thing over and over and over, Embiid has to show you how skilled he is. So he has to shoot threes that he shouldn't take. He has to put it on the floor and Euro step instead of just going up or backing you down. So if Embiid could just simplify, it's like we know how skilled you are, Embiid. You don't have to show us. And then sometimes he becomes a black hole with that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where he just gets it and just isolates you time after time after time, and then he turning it over and then he start tripping over his foot and all kind of craziness because he just has to. He just seems like he has to show you how nice he is. You know, I say with Kyrie because, like I said, watching Kyrie highlights is hilarious. It is the fun. Kyrie could have made the easiest swing pass to a wide open man over here. But Kyrie's going to cross you. He's going to spin. He's going to Euro around two people. That's why I know it's, like, terrible playing with him if you're on the Celtics. I would hate it. It's like, Kyrie, I'm right here. I'm open. But, yeah, they're both the same in that regard. They too skilled, and they just got to show you. I'm hyped about the Thunder having Portland first round.
Yeah, me too. Lunch. Like Westbrook said, he's been destroying James Harden. He's been destroying Dame Lillard his whole career. Yeah, who knows how long he's been doing it. He probably been doing it since the AAU days.
Yeah, they go back in California.
So I think it's gonna be another one. So, and I don't think the Thunder's gonna come out. You know how they came out last year and they lost to Portland in the first round. I'm not Portland, to Utah in the first round. Now, I don't think we having that this year.
Nah.
I think Westbrook's on a different mission. See, I told you about your man Paul George, man. He done faded off the planet of the earth the second half of the year.
Well, he came back on that Rockets game. He hit the game winner against the Rockets, played big. So we hoping to bring that back in. He hit a huge game winner against the Rockets. So hopefully that momentum will go into the playoffs.
Well, at least I hope he shows up. At least he shows up to the arena, like physically and mentally, in the playoffs this year, because he's gonna be needed though. Because if he don't, man, it can definitely possibly happen again. But I don't see it though. I see OKC coming. I see OKC going to the Western Conference Final. I think they got a nice little path.
Yeah, they got a very doable path. I think the Spurs, just because of Pop and the Nuggets, even though I like the Nuggets as a team, but you know I like Popovich a lot more as a brain.
Yeah,
so I think Pop and could definitely sneak out of there too and maybe upset the Nuggets.
I think it's gonna go to a 7-game series. I don't think they're gonna do it though. I don't think they're gonna, because like I said, like you said, Pop is the brainiac of the show. Mm-hmm. He got them going, but I don't think they talented enough to do it.
If it goes 7, I give it to the Spurs.
Nah, not in I don't think they could beat them 7th game in Denver.
I give it to them just because I trust Pop to prepare his team more than I trust a Nuggets team that's never been into the playoffs in a game 7.
I feel you, but they got the player. They got the talent, and they got Jokic. He's the best player on the floor. So I'm just off that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to go with the Nuggets in round 1, but Nuggets gonna get up out of here in round 2 and play OKC though. I'll tell you that right now.
You got I like the Clippers to play the Warriors hard. I like the Clippers to play the Warriors hard.
Sweep. Sweep.
I like the Clippers. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Clippers could steal one, maybe 2.
It's enough of that. Clippers a nice little story this year, but it's enough of that bowling. It's over for that bowling, man.
Just because the Warriors have these mental laps sometime of how good we are on the court, and the Clippers play from start to finish. They have to.
That's a fact, but this is the almighty playoffs, and this is what we've been waiting on all year. That's exactly why Milwaukee's not getting out the second round. The almighty playoffs. This is the playoffs, baby. Different kind of ball game. It's not that regular season crap. We got a Warriors team that's interesting now. The regular season's over. All right, boom. This is their third year doing it. Like I heard something like each team that won at least 3 chips in a row, they or made it to that far. They third year, they dynasty year, always the least amount of wins in the regular season. So let's just get the show on the road and let's get busy. And Clippers ain't
So it's sounding like you got the Warriors winning the title. Let's get into predictions.
Oh, absolutely. I always got the Warriors winning the title. As long as this team is assembled, I always got them to win the title. So I got definitely coming out the West, but the East is a little bit more difficult. Before I get out of the West, but I just want to say one thing. I just want to say James Harden, his mishaps in the playoffs. And something about this year, I think he's going to get it together, man. He's going to get it together, and he's going to have a nice, memorable playoffs, and then they'll be fucking around being the Warriors to the brink, but they not winning.
Oh, yeah, I have no faith in James Harden in the playoffs.
But then the East is a different story, though. I can't call it. In the beginning of the year, I was on Celtics. Even the second half, I was saying Celtics. But I'm not going to play myself and stick to that. I think it's just too much going on over there for them to be coming out the East. I don't know if they're going to get it together, man. And it's a damn shame because that team is, man.
That turmoil over there.
That team could do it, man. That team could do it. And they skilled players, they position players, how they could switch off. They could have been a nice little matchup for the Warriors in the finals, but I just don't see it. And
Kyrie want to shoot on 4 people. I'm telling you, anybody just look at Kyrie highlights. Now that I say that, it's always on 4 people. It could have been way simpler. So yeah, who you got coming out the East?
Oh, man, so it's gonna be out of like Toronto or Philly, but man, this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna go with the I can't call it, man. I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna go with Toronto, man. I'm gonna just go with Toronto because they've been there, team chemistry. They added Kawhi, who I lost. I don't really like him too much after this little shindig with the Spurs, but he's still that caliber player in his playoffs time, and he's better than DeMar DeRozan. And I think you just switching them, keeping that same team, I think they could do it.
I love Toronto too, but Toronto, I hate that. We just had a whole episode last week about me telling the media not to go ahead of themselves and talk about next year. But Toronto has to lose because it opens the door for Kawhi to leave. Pascal, though, oh my gosh, he really makes me want to pick Toronto. I don't know if I'm his good luck charm or what, but every time I think I watch them play, he don't miss.
He's definitely most improved player because I can't remember him at all from last year, man.
He was like in the G League and got his way up, but the 76ers are just way too talented in that starting 5. For me, just to not pick them, it's just like, they went through it last year. I mean, they didn't have Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris. But, the young players, they went through it last year, so now they're going to be more seasoned. I've often said I don't love Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons playing together. But the 76ers has to. I think Tobias is a free agent, so they better get it done this year. I think they're first team all time with 4 players. I believe that average over, is it 20 or 20? 25 sounds so high. So it has to be 20. I'm messing up the stat. So the 76ers has to too. I mean, the bench got some scrappy people on there. They're going to play that 8, But I got to go 76ers. Now, let's get into the West. Warriors, I think it's over. It's over. I think it's over. I think they won't get that 3-peat. To me, they don't deserve that 3-peat. They're not a 3-peat team. When I think about the Chicago Bulls, when I think about who else did – well, none of those Celtics Laker teams 3-peated. They were split. But, when I just think about I don't put them in that same caliber. I put them in the caliber as a opportunistic team that just has no competition. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, these people haven't played big time to me in big situations. They just haven't have to play no one.
No, I will. In the finals, KD.
Compared to, but we, it's cute for now, but when we think about some of the all-time Shaq games, when we think about some of the all-time Michael Jordan games, we think about some of the all-time Allen Iverson playoff games, they don't stack up to those.
Nah, you right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely right.
So it's like they just have no one else to play against. So they don't deserve a three-peat to me. They're not a three-peat type of dominant team. I think they just got way too much turmoil going on in that locker room. Draymond Green messed the year up. Messed it up. Good job, Draymond. You did it again. With his, whole spat with KD. DeMarcus is just not a good fit. There's too many attitude guys now, and it's shifted from, this smiley, fun team to this attitude-y villain team. And I just don't like the energy over there. I don't know where they're going to lose. I can see the Rockets doing it. But I got OKC coming out the West. You know what I'm saying? OKC coming out the West. And I got OKC winning the chip, man. Now, that's probably very biased. There's probably a lot of wishful thinking. But if it's the time for Westbrook to get a chip, it's now.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Real quick, this just came to me just even before I forget. Man, I was very, 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 very disappointed. I mean, all the time with mainstream media. But I was very disappointed in mainstream media and the coverage of Westbrook's 2020 game and how important that was for the community. You know what I'm saying? That was godly to me. You know what I'm saying? You can't, for that to not, Wilt stats don't even count. So you can even, say that's the first time it's ever been done. Because, Will stats be so far outreach that you could just be like, all right, that don't count. Let's just get to
55 rebounds in one game.
So for him to do that at that timing, and then I see, people still talk about padding stats, people criticize. It's just like you just don't get it. You don't get it. And so I think a lot of people dropped the ball on how important that game was to the community, to the inner city, to the hip-hop community, and that's not even a black thing. That's just anybody who's in that, in that realm, whether you white, Japanese, the hip-hop community is colorless. So I think, mainstream media dropped the ball on that one, man.
I think it's so significant that it's never going to be done again. And, the only person who hasn't done it was Will Chamberlain. For him to go in there and say, I'm going to do it for Nip, have this 20-20-20 added up to 60.
Well, the crazy thing is I don't think he intended to go 20-20-20. You can't plan that. That's why I say it's so godly. You can't be like, you have to have so much things perfect go right.
But that's what he said. Well, I'm not sure if that's.
No, he was just saying I did it for Nip. I think he's just saying the night, because I watched that game and it wasn't. He was just playing ball and it didn't seem doable. And I remember I forgot who was announcing the game, kind of mentioned it in the third quarter. But it still didn't seem doable. It was just kind of like, Russ is going crazy. He might have a 20-20-20 night. And then I think at some point in the fourth quarter, he realized, I could do this. And, he kind of – but I don't think he went into that. That's what made it so, like I keep saying, godly to me. Because I don't think you can go into a game and go, I'm going to get 20-20-20.
Well, so, come where you come from. You from L.A., you know what it is, a 2020 added up for the 60s.
But that's why I say it's such a God thing, because it's or a nip or whatever, a spiritual thing, because it's like a, it's like people say a sign.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know where you come from.
Or a coincidence. I mean, personally, I don't believe in a coincidence, so that's why I keep mentioning the word God or spiritual, whatever. But I just really think he was like, I'm going to go out here and play hard or whatever, play for my bro or whatever, play with a heavy heart or whatever, and then that's what came out of it, and then that's why it was so coincidental that it happened. But that's why, to me, like I just keep saying, I don't think you can go, I'm going to go get 20-20. You just need so many people have to hit shots for you to get 20 assists. You know what I'm saying? 20 rebounds is crazy to get.
6'4", and come on.
Yeah, so with that, so yeah, I got OKC winning this, man.
I would hope so, because anybody that I want to see do it, knock them off the throne or knock them off the pedestal.
Yeah, that's why it has to happen, too. That's the other reason why it has to happen. He has to end that.
Silence all these critics and just shut everybody up and just, right off. Man.
Who would be the perfect one to end their three-peat than the person who got screwed and snaked? by Kevin Durant, the cupcake. I'm sorry, Kevin Durant. I'm trying to be more positive on how I talk about people. All right.
What is going on in Laker Nation out here,
man. Magic got a lot of money.
That's a fact.
Magic got a lot of money.
At the end of the day, man, I don't really care how it's going to come off, how it's going to sound, but whatever, man. We in a different time, but whatever. I shouldn't even say that. I should have just came out and shot my shot. Jenny Buss don't know what the fuck she doing, yo.
It's a Jenny Buss thing.
Yeah, Jenny Buss don't know what the fuck is going on. She don't know what's going on. Listen, the Lakers' success, the Showtime Lakers, that was Dr. Buss. Mm-hmm. Think about every sports franchise who had a legendary history who then pass it down to the kids. The Knicks, the Raiders, the Lakers. The Yankees done fell off. The Yankees ain't the same without the Yankees haven't been the same since the Bulls.
Yeah, man, miss you, boss.
Word. This is another thing. This is another thing where the heir to the throne gets it. The rich kid, it's not the same. It's not the same kind of passion. It's not the same mindset. It's a different kind of ball game. And these people been there before Magic got back. These people were already in place. Mm-hmm. Jenny Buss and Magic Johnson. Yeah, of course they know each other. Magic was 19 when he came to the Lakers. Jenny was what they said 17. Jenny wasn't around. Jenny wasn't in the Playboy Mansion with Dr. Buss hitting the town. Jenny was off in college. She was off in senior. They know each other, but all this Jenny Buss and Magic Johnson. I'm going on for a little minute, by the way. Let me just want to put that in there. Her and Magic ain't brothers and sisters. They know each other. The love and the relationship is Dr. Buss, R.I.P., and Magic Johnson. It's not with the kids. It's not like that. So when Magic's sitting here enjoying his retirement, living his life, the Lakers, he sees what's going on with the Lakers since the death. The Lakers haven't been, it's been a laughing stock of the NBA. They haven't been in the playoffs. They've been picking lottery picks for the last 6 or 7 years, and it just has not been working. They finally got LeBron, but so Jenny Buss calls, who she calls? The great Irvin Magic Johnson, the face of the Lakers organization, even like still to this day. It's Showtime, baby. You gotta be more like Showtime. It's Magic Johnson. So how big of a splash would it be for the Lakers? The turmoil, the sunken Lakers, to rise back up to the throne, both of them helm by having Magic Johnson as the president of basketball operations. Magic Johnson got so much love for the Lakers. He got so much love for Dr. Buss. Of course, he's gonna sit there and try to and want to hold it down and be there for them for Dr. Buss. So yeah, Magic took the job. But nah, fam, this is Magic Johnson. I'm not gonna sit here and be in my office every single day. I'm not. I understand I'm president of basketball operations for fine then. But those people that was already in place who been plotting to sit there and try to take over the Lakers, they already in there. So Magic, now all of a sudden you hear rumors about Magic being a bad boss and treating employees wrong, firing people, and then this guy Pelosi, like what is Kobe Bryant's former agent doing being the general manager of the Lakers? You already know, like there's 1,000 people in Jenny Buss's ear. He's probably one of them, and he probably plotting. So by the time Magic got, this is more I'm thinking, by the way. This is what I think was going on. By the time Magic get there, it's like, oh, what is she bringing Magic in? We got things going on. What are we bringing Magic in for? Magic comes in here and sees things going on. Like he putting things in place. That's the first year.
I think they came in together though.
What's his name?
Rob Pelinka.
Yeah, whatever, man. So Magic gets LeBron now, but this is why I say, like, now LeVar was right. I can't front. Shout out to you and shout out to LeVar, because LeVar was right about this. Now Magic's sitting here, all right, now LeBron is here. Mm-hmm. Now things starts happening. He probably won the Luke fight. He probably won all kinds of things fight. And now Magic's sitting here being vetoed. Mm-hmm. You heard Magic in the press conference getting stabbed behind his back and what else he said? She needs people she can trust. Uh-huh. They trying to take over the league, to take over the Lakers, and Jenny Buss is just like, don't know what she's doing. She's listening to everybody else. Mm-hmm. So now Magic is getting vetoed. Why is Luke Walton still the coach? Why is all this stuff still playing? Why these trades not going to? Why are certain people still around an organization? But Magic is supposed to be the president of basketball operations. Mm-hmm. Jenny Buss, you brought me here to the right ship and bring the Lakers back. You not let me now. I'm Magic Johnson. I don't really need this, yo. So now it's backstabbing and all this stuff. And I think what it was, he got vetoed on one last thing, yo. Magic got vetoed on one last thing. He's making promises to LeBron. He's making promises to LeVar, to Zoe about what he's going to do. We're going to get him out of here, and it's not happening. He's looking crazy in front of him. I think he got vetoed on one last thing, and he was like, nah, I don't need this. I don't need this. I'm Magic Johnson. Nah, I'm not here for this. Jenny, I love you. I got love for you, but it's going to be hard for me to do this. I hate to do it to you, but you're not letting me work. You're not letting me do what I got to do. All this stuff is happening, backstabbing. You got people whispering in your ear. All this stuff is coming out, these reports. This dude walking around asking, hey, where's Magic Johnson? Knowing good and damn well he's not there. All the reports coming out. So, like, nah, I don't need this. I'm Magic Johnson. I'm out. And I think that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Sorry for the runoff.
Oh, nah. I think like, like I said, I think Magic has a lot of money. So, when things like, like you said, reports of Luke, I mean, any basketball person with eyes knows Luke Walton should have been fired. At some point, you have to choose between your star draft pick, Zoe, and you have to choose between your coach. And Luke Walton's not a coach to me where I just feel like, I mean, even besides that, but that's definitely where you had to choose one of them. And then, Luke Walton's not, I've always said he's not a coach to me. I hate how he subs. He never has rotations. Lakers, you might play 20 minutes one game and not play for 2 games. It was just very weird over there. And, he got hot because he was the coach of the Warriors. I could be the coach of the Warriors. You just roll the ball out. So, when Jenny, I guess, didn't let him fire Luke, it's like, then what is my job here then? You know what I'm saying? What's my job? So I don't know what the tipping point is, but I could just see Magic Johnson waking up one day and just being like, I'm tired of going to restaurants in L.A. and not getting the same response, I'm tired of not being able to do stuff because, Jenny wants to. I don't need this. Mm-hmm. I really don't need this.
Well, you called me.
Yeah.
I didn't want this. You called for me.
Magic had 4 tampering charges against him this year. So it's like I can't go certain places and talk. I can't even just be a fan of the game. So it's like, why do this? I just think in America in general, I remember reading an article in GQ like years ago, and it was saying in America we just have like just the way we view quitting, we view it like this such terrible thing to quit something. And it's like, no, you should quit certain things.
Yeah,
like if you're at a job and you're at the ceiling, you should quit. If you're in a relationship that's not good or whatever, you should quit. If you're in, things not making. So for Magic, why I just keep saying money is because, a lot of time, like my job, I just have to go because I need the money. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't need the money, I would quit in a heartbeat. So he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need to be the Lakers GM to be, someone in LA or anything. And if anything, it brought negativity to him. So it's like, I don't need this. Forget this. I quit. So I'm all for it, man.
And then who knows, like who knows what's being said back to Jenny from whoever. I'm thinking it's Pelinka because it's Kobe's agent. That's who she has a better relationship with. She's been around more Kobe and his agent than honestly than around Magic. Well, if you ask me.
Well, and I think her and Magic have a good relationship just because how close.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's it, but don't get it twisted like they really brothers and they.
I think they might. I think they might because Magic was very, very, very close to Dr. Buzz.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
and then imagine your mentor dies, right? And then his daughter takes over the company and she calls to ask you for help. Hell yeah, you're gonna sit there and try to run and hold him down and be like, yeah, that's little. I've been there.
But Magic was family to Dr. Buzz.
Yeah.
Remember, it was. I mean, I don't want to get into speculations, but it was let's just say, remember, it made his team uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It made his team uncomfortable how close him and Dr. Bus was. So I just say that to say, I would assume that if he was that close to Dr. Bus, that him and Jenny probably have a great relationship or did or whatever. And Rob, the problem they're saying with Rob Pelinka is, if anything, he has bad relationships with people because he was Kobe's agent.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, being an agent, you got to play hardball. I don't know how you go from an agent to get the job he got.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, clearly, Magic thinks somebody's up there doing her wrong, and people up there around is untrustworthy, and he didn't want to be around it no more, and he wasn't given the green light to do what he do. So
I think another thing also is, when you start losing, and especially when you don't meet expectation, then pointing of the fingers start happening and things like that. So, that's where I could see, everybody blaming everybody, and then he's just like, hey, screw this. I don't got to deal with none of this bullshit.
And what's crazy? Like, I understand, like, you seen Magic was he never had the president of basketball operations. Nah, Magic, you're a great basketball player. You're the all-time great player. You top 5 on my list. You're the greatest point guard to me. But that's what you are. As far as being the executive, it's a different ball game, and you obviously you could tell the things that's happening, the moves he's made. He wasn't pretty good at this job. He's Magic Johnson.
It was still early.
Yeah, that's true though. But that's why I think the second half. That's why LeVar said he was just the face because it's a big splash. The Lakers organization, Magic Johnson's back to bring them from the edge. But on the low, he's getting vetoed by Jenny because he's got people in her ear who's sitting there who's doing things and she's vetoing it. And that's why LeVar whatever. Magic's saying this and that, but it ain't happening. He's just the face. He's just whatever. So I completely understand that now.
And I think when LeVar says that, or when he said that, and I took it for what it was worth. It meant a lot. I don't think he was necessarily being disrespectful to Magic.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think he was more or less just saying, man.
Keeping it in the buck. He's just there just because it's his name. Magic Johnson's not winning basketball. He just got the title.
It's just because but I say that because they won't let him. I think he knows, they won't let him. So, man, Magic's talking all this stuff in our ear, man, but they ain't letting him, so I don't know if he got that power he say he got. You know what I'm saying?
So now, it comes from, I guess you can see this as obvious failure. And now come out the critics, and you got critics coming out criticizing Magic, and kind of comments. But you got people like Jason Whitlock, and I hate to mention his name on this show, but, I'm just read a quote what he said about Magic Johnson. As Black Americans, we complain we're not given positions of power and influence in the sports leagues we dominate. Magic Johnson just quit the best job we've ever had, partially because he wants the freedom to tweet random thoughts. The Magic mogul myth is dead. I'm mogul. I'm going to read the mogul definition. An important or powerful person, especially in the motion picture or media industry. He goes some synonyms for mogul. Magnet, tycoon, VIP, notability,
Tycoon.
personage, baron, captain, king, lord, grandee. There's more. That's not Magic Johnson no more. So you telling me because he failed as a talk show host, he failed as a president of basketball operations. That's no longer Magic Johnson is no longer a mogul. The things people say, and especially coming from him, from Jason Whitlock, who has such an issue with black people. He's talking about we. Jason Whitlock, you're going to always be a black man, but as far as being the culture, your voice is not heard, your opinion's not warranted. It doesn't matter. You're not a black culture no more. You have all kind of issues with black people and the things they do. Let's leave a little list off the things that Jason Whitlock has issues with or things that he says. He called Kaepernick Martin Luther Conroe. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of funny on the low. He called Martin Luther Conroe. Then he says only poor people are affected by racism. Called LeBron the shop ratchet. He called LeBron shop the show. He called it ratchet, ignorant, and ghetto, and it's fake news. What else he said? He said what Cap was doing in the NFL was a money grab and a shakedown. Called Serena Williams an underachiever and that she lacks the courage to fulfill her destiny. Always talking about her negative, negative and about her body. He body shamed Serena. Mm-hmm. He called muscular blubber. Jason Whitlock. Mm-hmm. Jason Whitlock. It's just amazing me how every single time you these issues you have with black people and things they do. How the hell LeBron shop ignorant, ratchet, and fake news? You so far distant from that part of the culture. How do you even know? What are you talking about ratchet and ignorant? And what are you talking about ratchet and ghetto for?
Well, it's not to consider with Jason Whitlock. It's even a big it's a bigger problem, right? It's not even the subject. You can't even put any stock into the things he says. I mean, was cut off, like you said, with the Serena Williams comment. As far as, Serena Williams to me is probably the most dominant athlete of all time, including men or women. You know what I'm saying? It's like Michael Jordan, Serena Williams. Depending on what day you ask me, I might go Serena Williams. So to call her underachieving and all that just lets me know, oh, okay. Then when you talk about the other things he says, so it's like, oh, okay, I see what this is. So you want to be the black dude that make all, the so-called cliche stereotypes about black people true, and you want to make it look like, oh, yeah, since it's coming from me, it got to be true, and you think, I guess, that's going to propel you in white media.
It has though. He
But
be on Fox News now.
yeah, he's been on ESPN and Fox News and things like that. But this is why, the soul of a man and things like that to me count because, it's just like, who wants to be Jason Whitlock? What black man wants to be Jason Whitlock? What black little kid or kid of color wants to be Jason Whitlock? So what is it to have, to be on FS1 and to be on ESPN and these great things, and no one wants to be you? You can't go anywhere and get love from anyone. Like, I just couldn't imagine that feeling. I wouldn't care. I would never sell out my soul or my people to do such a thing.
But he's so far off the end. Like, what are you doing calling LeBron the Black Trump? He called him an alleged educator. The man opened up an entire school and called him an alleged educator.
This is why his words don't mean a thing. He's just trying to say anything to get some attention and to have some, I guess, white people behind the scenes go, yeah, good job, you're our guy, and you kept it real or whatever.
He said LeBron's life isn't tough. LeBron James runs up and down for a living. Runs up and down the basketball court for a living. So your fat ass is talking about his life, and how dare you say LeBron James' life ain't tough when he runs up and down the court for a living? You got to be kidding me. In these body, like, how dare you body shame? Like, how much of a clown do you sit there and talk about an athlete's body and you weigh like 300 pounds? It's just that clownish behavior. You know what? Nipsey was right. We just gotta ignore that. We just gotta ignore that, put that to the side, and eventually expire. And
yeah, that's why it's just like, that's why I just keep saying it's you can't believe any of the words he's saying. They're so far-fetched and so crazy and don't make any sense. It's like, we always talk about this era of being in clickbait and things like that, and he's been doing this before clickbait. So this is just really him as far as, I'm just going to say the craziest thing. I'm going to sell out my people. But it's just like, I even looked up little stuff like, he's single, no nothing, and I can understand because I had to look it up and be like,
of course he's
you
single.
Can't have kids. You can't have a kid that looks up to you. I felt bad for that kid. That's why I had to look it up. I'm like, I feel bad if that's your father. You know what I'm saying? And so it all makes sense to me now. Now the Serena Williams comments all make sense to me. And I know what happened with Jason Whitlock, man.
We all know what happened with Jason Whitlock.
I know what happened with Jason Whitlock, man. He went to high school. He ain't get no Uchi Wally. Ain't none of the girls was messing with him. He ain't have no jokes at the lunch table. Everybody was snapping on his little crazy, no neck, no facial hair having ass. And, now he done created this hate for his own people. And it's sad, man. But like I just keep saying, man, the only thing I can say to Jason Whitlock is, how does it – this might sound crazy, right? But he's in the class – of the guy that killed Malcolm, as far as when it comes to his people.
Yeah, that mindset leads to stuff like this.
He's
that
in the
mindset,
class.
He's definitely Uncle Ruckus.
In the class, the guy that killed, like, ain't not one black person in the world want to be you, and that gotta be a whack feeling. That's gotta be terrible.
You know he got residency in Vegas.
Oh,
you already know he pays for everything.
Everything.
I know. For every piece of it.
He in the Bunny Ranch going crazy.
All kind of sweat.
Going crazy.
You know his favorite movies is Soul Food, American Pie, and Grease probably too. Just chill out. I mean, I'm not gonna throw it on Jason. It's too easy to go down that road.
That's just so whack. But I hate it.
It's whack and frustrating. But like you get to ignore it. You ignore him so many times. But certain things he says, like, come on, man. You're a clown. You're a clown. You're a clown, yo.
He's the worst, man. And we just got to get out of – well, not we got to get out of it. I'm not even going to say it like it's a we thing and people be doing this because we don't. But Jason Whitlock, you just – another just black man blaming a black guy. You don't even know the facts. That was one day after. Nobody even know what happened, and you just go to blaming Magic. You know what I'm saying?
The Magic, the myth, the mogul is a myth.
Just
what?
Go to blame,
Are you crazy,
just go to blaming Magic. But,
come on, man.
That's it. Real quick before we get out of here, let's talk just two real quick articles, popular articles that came out real quick. Let's Kyle Korver, Aaron Rodgers. Which one we want to talk about first real quick? Let's go with Kyle Korver. You actually sent it.
Kyle Korver. Yeah, he put out a piece, but about the the privilege piece, that how he's finally recognizing his privilege and all this stuff. But like, kudos to Kyle Kuzma and all that. Kyle Kuzma, it was a great article. It was a nice read and all that. What he's saying is right. He's finally taking he's taking the right steps. But fam, it took you this long. It took you that long. It's still frustrating to see things. Like, I understand he wrote the article. He's taking the right steps. But like to still see that when you heard what happened at Thabo, your first reaction was, "But was he doing it out late?" The fuck you mean he was doing it out late? The grown ass me, he's out late because he won. Like it's just still frustrating to hear things like that. But like, my thing is, like, what took you so long? But hey, man, he's right. He looked like he's trying to right his ship, and then he's on the right path. But he's starting conversations that should have been had. So he gets a little kudos. But like, what took you so long for him?
Yeah. Also, yes, I also give him kudos. Kind of like when Aaron Rodgers made his statement during the Kaepernick protest and things like that, the national anthem protest. I give him commends because that's what we need. We need to stop looking at this thing like a black problem, and it has to be an American problem. And for that to only happen, white people have to tell white people, like he said. And one of the things I like what he said. You like, even behind closed doors, we got to tell our other white friends, like, yo, that's not cool, bro. Yada yada yada. It was some of it was very naive reading it.
Yeah.
Some of it kind of was like, gee golly, I didn't know this goes on in America. It's like, you play a black sport.
Word. So let's cut the shit. Yeah, word.
But like I said, but at the same token, that's the reality of a lot of people in white America that even though it's been in front of their face for many years, they for whatever reason just made excuses and didn't think it. So I admit that I like that he admitted his faults. I like that he understands that it has to be more of white people coming out for change to happen. And I commend him for, being vulnerable and to looking naive. You know what I'm saying? So I commend him to that. Now, Aaron Rodgers, we'll talk about the Aaron Rodgers article in the Packers real quick. I mean, always said Aaron Rodgers is an asshole. One thing I just don't understand is I just keep saying Aaron Rodgers is, like, it's starting to be, to me, the most overrated player of any sport of all time. And
Aaron Rodgers is a football player. Hey, man, kudos to you. Hats off. I give you your just due. But Aaron Rodgers, the person, you was a dickhead. You was a dickhead. You was a fraud. Like, his response, like, all that shit that's been talking about him, his response. Honest, like, you come out to the comfortable Milwaukee radio show. Like, the Milwaukee, that's what you was responding to. You won't get no tough questions in response to all the stuff that's been coming out against you about the former players. You acting like every former player is better and all that, trying to throw little undershin shots at Greg Jennings. Greg Jennings is doing just fine. Like, don't act like he's just sitting here like, oh, everybody's better. And nah, it's not like that. It's a testament to the person you are. You're a great football player, but you're not a good leader. You're not a good leader, and that's why I think that's where he's come up short. You have to be a leader. You have to be a great leader at that position, and then talent's not just going to do it. Ask Dan Marino.
Well, yeah, I mean,
not to call Dan Marino a bad leader, but obviously the thing that's coming out, and I'm drawing my own conclusions. You're not a good leader, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand in why Aaron Rodgers is not clutch. He's not a clutch quarterback at all, because he's just mentally weak. Why he doesn't win big time games. Why he plays terrible against top defenses. Why he plays terrible against winning teams. All that is hand in hand as who he is as a person, because he's not mentally strong. It goes back to my guy Dak Prescott. This is such a telling stat, right? And I always tell you how great Dak is mentally. That's why he's such a great player. Dak has 15 game-winning drives in 3 years. Aaron Rodgers has 19.
How did Dak get into this conversation, man?
Well, I'm just saying, it just shows you the mental capacity of a player matters, and you look at Aaron Rodgers very high, like a lot of people do. 19 in his long, lustrous career he's had so far. Dak has 15 in 3 years. And that just goes into leadership. And when you're a quarterback of a team, you must be a leader. Let's look at Tom Brady. It just has to happen. And so,
well,
nothing new.
How's A-Rod? 34, 35?
It might be like 36.
He's that up there?
No. 2008, right? I think he started when he was on the bench for like 3 years. I don't know.
Well, he got a few more years to right this ship, though, so we'll see what happens.
No, the ship is over.
Yeah, the Bears is looking good. It's like that. The NFC is looking tougher.
It's over.
We'll see though if he is who we think he is. The majority of people think
who you think he is.
If Aaron Rodgers is the person that the majority of people fans thinks he is, then we gonna see. You gonna see.
I'll just be loading this clip up again later and just saying that I told you guys so, cause.
Nah, but you was not. But I think you all right though. You all right. It's more intangibles to come with that quarterback position and the skill, the talent. He got it all, but he's lacking a few intangibles that will have him up there with the all-time greats, man.
Well, just one last thing I'll say. One little thing I'm just learning about sports is highlights trick the shit out of us. Highlights, so players who have like great highlights for whatever reason, we just think they're great. That's why I want to see this Pat Mahomes second year. And so Aaron Rodgers is one of those people that fit in that mode. He has great highlights. When you just look deep down in the numbers, he's actually below average.
Nah. We're not gonna do that. Nah, we're not gonna call him below average now.
He's definitely below. I don't make me get into no statistics.
Nah.
0 for 35 when going into the fourth quarter against a team with a winning percentage. When the score is 1 point or more, that's terrible. Like I said, 19 game-winning drives in your long career, that's terrible.
So he's up.
No. They don't win enough to always be up. Only been at a Super. Oh man,
I'm coming on your side. Like I'm leaning towards, but I'm not gonna call the man below average. I ain't gonna take it down.
My fault. He average. All right, yo, let's get to this playoffs, NBA playoffs, man. I can't wait. OKC, man. Come on, Russ. I need this.
And I do talk shit. Much better gambling-wise in playoffs, man. NBA been tortured this year gambling-wise. But we in the playoffs now. Let's do it, man. Let's get it back up.
My brother. Yeah, but like we got like the whole.
Figure it out. You got it.
All right, like the great Jimmy V say, man, don't give up. Don't ever give up, man. Nip again one more time, man.
R.I.P. King Nip.
Yeah, man.
Never fold, like the great Nip says.
Never ever. Peace. 2Real.